Guys, I'm going to cut out of the Senate because I'm joined by a special guest, Hans Pedersen. I'm going to actually take us on this camera instead because it looks nicer, I guess. So we're going to actually go here. But you did see that Star Wars Day was bullet point number 5 in my top 5. And to expand upon that is Hans. When did you get to see the movie?
I actually got to see the movie Tuesday. I was one of the few people. I know. I've been literally trying really hard not to give up any spoilers, not tell anybody anything about the movie. It's been tough. Yeah.
Well, you're still not really allowed to give away any spoilers
know,
because I'm assuming most of the audience still hasn't really seen it. But I'm hearing some very positive reactions.
It's really good. I didn't think I was a big Star Wars fan, but I've seen all the movies. My brother's the real Star Wars fan. But this
was your brother jealous that you got to see it
really
super
jealous.
early?
He was really jealous. A few people were on Facebook. It really was amazing. I was blown away. I think it's certainly one of the best ever.
So what made it so great? I mean, the thing is, Star Wars already has this hype around it, you know? Yeah. I don't really know a lot of people speaking negatively of any of the 6 Star Wars films. People have their favorites. But, you know, they're all kind of viewed upon fairly favorably, right?
Absolutely. I think the first and second episodes are known to be not quite as fantastic as the others. I think some fans might agree with me on that.
But they still like them.
Yeah. Many did. I think people my age, I'm in my 40s, I think people my age were not such fans of episodes 1, 2, and 3 because they were all digital, or so much of the CG was digital.
That's what came out, was it in the 90s or the 2000s? 90s.
Late 90s and 2000s.
90s,
I think it was 99, 2002, and 2005. And I'll say, though, what's amazing about this new movie is that they really keep the CG to a minimum. They keep the digital look to a minimum. It reminds me of the first 3 movies in that sense, the 1977, 1980, and 1983 movies, and that they really look like you're watching all this unfold in real time, real action. You don't feel like you're looking at people in front of a green screen.
Right.
You know?
Just for people who don't really know Star Wars, so initially, way back in the day, you had episodes 4, 5, and 6, which were the first ones to come out. So don't think these actually came out in chronological orders. That in and of itself was kind of weird if you think about it. So you have 4, 5, and 6. And then they decided to tell the story of 1, 2, and 3, and now we're at 7.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
There's no 3.5 or anything like that. So now we're at the very.
And I think supposedly there will be a 3.5. There's talk about Disney
3.5.
making. Well, they're not going to call it that, but the standalone movies.
They're
going to be a movie, and I forget the title. I'm sure a fan out there knows it, but. They're going to call it. It's going to basically be about what happened before the original 1977 Star Wars, how they got the plans for the Death Star, how those were smuggled out. That's my understanding. But,
I want to check in with the chat room. Larry 5200 saying the original trilogy was better. I found the newer ones boring. Bean Prophet saying it's very hard to make a bad movie nowadays. Let's see. Star Wars makes my OCD explode. Rachel, because of the lack of chronological order.
I'm curious what people thought who did see it. Obviously, without spoilers, but I'm just curious. I think a couple people said they saw it and liked it, but I'm just curious what people out there think.
Out there?
My brother had a couple issues with it, which surprised me because I just thought it was near flawless. But my brother had a couple issues. He thought. I don't want to say too much, but he thought there were a couple issues. He thought there's a new character named Poe, and he thought there was not enough explained about Poe, a newer character who we don't see for a while in the movie. But
yeah. I want to point out Jay Scooz's comment, nerds everywhere got married yesterday. We
so
actually
cool.
carried a Star Wars wedding live here on News Now yesterday afternoon, the one that took place in Hollywood, which was super sponsored and branded. It was like cake from Baskin Robbins. This brand's giving this and that. And it was this big sponsorship deal. But I think there was another Star Wars wedding. We were getting a lot of different videos of Star Wars related activities going on. Couple married at Star Wars movie in Minnesota. Nice. Did you see this?
I heard at least 2. I think Andrea Robinson was saying earlier that she knew of at least 2 that happened.
Yeah, this one, there was the Minnesota one and the Hollywood one. Do you want to watch the video about the Minnesota one?
Sure.
Let's watch it. Because it's...
Nice.
They bought their tickets in October, showed up in costume, and sat back for a movie they've waited 10 years to see. But before the film could roll, a galactic ceremony was set to take place. In front of several hundred moviegoers, Anthony Nygren and Meg Thompson exchanged vows fit for a rebel fighter.
I promise to love you faithfully like Chewbacca to your Han Solo.
In a wedding they only had 1 week to prepare for, as they won it in a radio contest.
He submitted real quick and they picked us and we're like, how about next Thursday?
And while she agreed to marry her sweetheart ahead of the big movie premiere, Meg admits she wasn't always a Star Wars fan.
No, but I love it. It's such a fun story and I love him, so it's kind of perfect.
So she knew that we were, what she was getting into when she started dating.
And while the bride didn't mimic the famous Star Wars princess for her big day, rest assured Princess Leia was by her side as a bridesmaid.
I'm like upset that I'm wearing white at her wedding, but kind of had to.
I now pronounce you joined in marriage. You may kiss your princess.
And as for children, Meg and Anthony say there will be a few, but they'll leave the Star Wars theme with the wedding, as they say Luke and Leia are out of the question when it comes to names.
That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, very
Would
cool.
any of you guys willingly have a Star Wars wedding out there? Would you?
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I'm that big of a fan. But
Yeah.
I would love to go to one. My cousin had a water park wedding, so maybe I do
That's
it.
kinda
Maybe I
fun.
do a Disneyland wedding. That would be
That
my
would be fun.
compromise.
So let's just check in with the chat room. I know you asked them for their thoughts.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
of them have seen it. Apple Snapple loved it. Tess is asking for no spoilers.
Oh.
Adam saying no backstory on Poe was annoying.
It was a little bit. Yeah.
Let's see.
And I want to interject. I thought Carrie Fisher was amazing. I thought she was so good. I just had to say that. She's, she has like a grizzled kind of been there, done that kind of quality, and I thought it worked nicely with General Leia Organa. And,
Bean asking, is Natalie Portman in this film?
No, Natalie. No, Natalie. I'm sorry.
Rachel is going to wait till DVD to watch it. But the thing is, if you're going to watch a movie like Star Wars, you might as well see it in theaters because of the whole experience.
Yeah. I really want
The
to see
sound,
yeah.
everything,
Maybe 3D. So I want to see it in 3D again now, this time around. Maybe in IMAX. So it's definitely worth doing. If don't wait till DVD if you can help it.
If you want to see it. Let's
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
that way.
right,
If you
yeah.
want to see it, go see
Yeah,
it in
just go see
theaters.
it.
Otherwise.
Otherwise, there's Sisters, Danish Girl. They're rather good.
Well, Hans, thanks for
Yeah,
giving us your
definitely.
expertise.
Definitely.
I'm actually going to play this clip for the viewers. This
Cool.
one's pretty funny, of people having fun in line while waiting for the Star Wars
Awesome.
movie. If I can find the clip. Sometimes I download clips and then can't find where I put them.
Yeah, it seems like that's one thing I missed out on was the fun in line. It seems like a lot of people had fun in line. just
Yeah,
waiting
there
for
were
it.
some great.
Yeah. Bonding kind of.
Where is it? I don't know. That's unfortunate. Oh, right here. Star Wars fans have fun in lines. We're going to show them that.
Cool.
Thanks for hanging out, Hans.